And I was in the hospital for a while, and of course, long story short, I'm better now, and I'm cured, and you know, I was in the hospital for about 4 months, and when I got out, I started to think everything. I started to rethink my entire life, and the nurses in the hospital said stuff, and I would really pay attention. They said, you know, this kind of sickness didn't used to happen to people unless they were in their 60s or 70s. But in the past few years, we've seen a lot more young people that are coming in with this particular problem. And of course, that got me thinking, and I started doing research into the way that we live. And you know, everybody that's here knows that. You know, we all know what processed food does to the human body, and we all know that oil is a finite resource, and we all know that the way that we live right now is unfortunately probably not going to be sustainable. So, you know, when I got out of the hospital, I started doing a lot of research, and I started farming, and that's when I met a lot of these great people that are here tonight or today. You know, I started to try to grow natural food. And while I was doing that, I started to do research. I probably read about 150 books about resource scarcity and about the energy situation, about our culture's relationship with technology. And I also read about history. I read about what had happened to civilizations in the past. And what I discovered was that there's a lot of similarities between our culture and Rome and Greece and Egypt and all these beautiful civilizations. We can still see the ruins today. And they would all do the same kind of thing. You know, they would just kind of do that, you know, and it was a very slow process. So I came to that conclusion, and I started writing this book. And in this book, I try to tell a fiction story, a little romance, a little action, and in the process of telling that story, I try to shed some light on the predicament that our culture is in. So, and the good thing about it is that you guys already know the bad news. I don't need to beat everybody over the head with all this stuff that our culture is facing. We all watch the news. We all know. So what I'm here to tell you is the great news. And the best news, really, is the people that are in this room. Everybody that's in this room in some way or another is doing something that is bringing us towards the place that we need to be. And of course, your first thing is to buy the book. I mean, that's what you got to do. So, you know, the next 30 years of all of our lives are going to be a time of unprecedented change. And change is a constant in life. Every generation sees significant change from the generation that came before. I think that this next change that is coming will be much more pronounced than the changes that we've seen in the past generation to generation. Come on in. We got coffee, we got tea, we got whatever you want. Great sandwiches too. You know, so we're looking at this time of unprecedented change, and you know, to a certain extent, to be completely honest, a certain measure of hardship. And so the cool thing, though, and this dawned on me the other day, is this time of change. People go, what's it like? What would you have wanted to live in the past? Or maybe would you want to live in the future? When do you want to live? And the time that I want to live is right here and right now. I'm so proud and I'm so happy to be alive during this time in our culture's history, because we get to be a part of this change. The next 30 years of how our civilization lives and how our civilization adapts is going to determine how we live the next 1,000. We're going to be alive during that time. And you know, you think, well, what are we here for? You know, what do human beings really want? Do we want toys? Do we want technology? Of course we love technology. I got my phone just like everybody else. But it's each other. It's each one of us, and it's our relationship with each other that define the joy that we have. And that'll never go away. And the other thing that defines us as human beings is the desire to grow, the desire to change, and the desire to explore. And if you want to explore, it's not such a great time to be alive. We explored everything. We figured everything out. And you know, if you found something that nobody had explored, I'd be very impressed. You know, we've mapped out every inch of this place. So you know, come on in. We I'm the welcoming guy. I put a sandwich board. But you know,
certainly have one for you.
I know. I think I'm going to use 2 of these. But you know, so we think about that, and where's there left to go? That's it. That's the only place that we have left, and I believe that that's our destiny as the human race, is to populate the stars. And that's a heck of a job. And most of us probably will not be alive to see that. But we are the ones that future generations are going to remember. They're going to look back on us. This generation, these people that are alive right now, are going to say, those people were the ones that made it possible for us to do the things that we do. So that's the hope that I want to give, is that this is a unique opportunity. So what changes do we make? And we have a lot of kinds of power. We have economic power, we've got political power. We also have social or cultural power. And there's people that are doing things in each arena. And you're using your economic power when you're recreating local economies. You know, and all of you guys are doing that. You're recreating local economies, sustainable economies that are based on local farming and all this kind of stuff. And some people that I know, I'm not personally involved in politics, but I do know some people that are working the political angle. But what's the most powerful tool in our arsenal is our cultural power. Because if we can change the culture will change everything else by itself. So that's the power that I focus on, and that's what I talk about in the book. And if you go to the Facebook page of the website, that's mostly what my video blogs are about. Because if we can change ourselves, then everything else will go with it. If we can slightly modify the way that we think, then we can really propel our civilization forward in a way that will make it last 10,000 years. And we'll be able to do all the great things that we have always wanted to do, human beings, continue to explore and all that. But you know, the first thing we've got to do is address, you know, these issues that are facing us. So that's what I wanted to leave you with, is that it's a unique opportunity to be living when we're alive. Come on in, guys. We got coffee right over there for you.
Yes, thank you.
And no matter what hardships we may face, I would not have it any other way. And I wouldn't want to be with any other people than the people that I'm seeing. And I know a lot of you guys, and I'm just meeting some of you other guys. Come on in. I should keep talking. We'll keep getting customers coming in. I'm going to stand right here, you know. But that's pretty much all that I wanted to say. So if anybody hasn't gotten the book, and I know I started grabbing some people that are here that weren't for me, but you pick up a copy. I live 3 miles away, and it's based in this area. It's based in Middleburg, Marshall, and the Plains, and it's a fiction novel that's based about 25 years in the future. So thank you guys very much for coming. I appreciate it. And does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything that they want to know? Come on in. Jerome? Were you just flirting with me? Were you just kind of waving? Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys for coming. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, man.